There's a reason you feel this way, this persistent echo of something ancient humming beneath your adult life, a soft, unshakable whisper that you are separate, that you must defend, perform, and maintain a self that feels, at its core, incredibly fragile. And tonight, we're going to expose it. We're going to trace this whisper back to its origin, back to the very architecture of your consciousness, back to a time before language, before story, before the you was even constructed, to an infant's psychology, a world beyond ego. You see everything you struggle with, the anxiety of not being enough, the relentless need for validation, the feeling of being trapped behind your own eyes, the haunting sense of loneliness, even in a crowd. These aren't flaws in your character. They are the inevitable aftershocks of a seismic event you don't remember. The construction of your ego. That's the invisible wound, the original separation. The moment you learn to say I, and in that very act, exiled yourself from the seamless world you once knew. Let's go deeper. Before concepts, before boundaries, there was only sensation, a flowing, unbounded tapestry of warm light, soft sound, the rhythm of a heartbeat from inside and out, a universe where need and fulfillment were the same continuous chord. There was no distinction between self and mother, self and room, self and the floating sensation of being held. This was not a blissful paradise if we romanticize it, but a state of pure being, a world before the negotiation of reality. It was a world beyond ego. What no one tells you is that this state never truly leaves you. It's the ocean, and your adult ego is the wave, momentarily believing itself to be separate, unique, autonomous, yet forever carrying the ocean within its very substance. The wound is not that we left that ocean, but that we forgot we are still made of it. The cry for a feed, the discomfort of a wet diaper, the startled jerk at a loud sound, these were not yet my hunger, my discomfort, my fear. They were simply the weather of existence. But then a development as miraculous as it is traumatic. The mind begins to pattern. The infant's psychology starts to map cause and effect. This tension, then a cry, then warmth, then milk, then relief. A loop forms. A story begins, the prelude to the ego. Something happens to me, I make something else happen. This is the seed. Pause, notice what that just revealed in your own body. That subtle tension when you have a need. That immediate leap to a strategy to fulfill it. You've felt this before, haven't you? It starts here. The body learns, and then the world intervenes. The caregiver's face, with its own storms and suns, becomes the first mirror. You coo, and the mirror smiles back. You cry, and the mirror frowns, tenses, perhaps turns away. A fundamental, unconscious lesson is branded into the nervous system. My being affects the world. To ensure the warmth returns, I must become what the mirror rewards. This is the birth of the conditioned self, the ego's first draft written not in words, but in nerve firings and hormone releases. This is why you instinctively shapeshift in different social situations. This is why abandonment, real or imagined, feels like a threat to your very existence. The root isn't logical, it's physiological, embedded in that infant psychology where the caregiver's response was your survival. But here's the truth. The caregiver couldn't reflect you perfectly. No one could. They were their own bundle of needs, traumas, and distractions. So the reflection was often blurry, distorted, or absent. And in that gap, the ego had to solidify. It had to invent a self, to explain the lack of perfect attunement. The warmth is gone. Therefore, I must be unworthy of warmth. Or, the warmth is gone. Therefore, the world is withholding and I must rage to claim it. These are the primordial, pre-verbal conclusions that become the bedrock of your personality. The hidden emotional triggers that fire a lifetime later when your partner is quiet, when your boss is critical, when a friend forgets to call. Ask yourself this now. When you feel that sharp sting of rejection, where in your body does it land? Is it a hollow in the chest, a tight throat? That is the ghost of that infant's conclusion, echoing up through the decades. Let me tell you about Anna. Anna was a high achiever, a lawyer whose entire sense of worth was built on being the flawless solution. Praise was her oxygen. A mere suggestion for improvement felt like a suffocation. She came to therapy haunted by anxiety attacks before every court appearance. We traced it back. Terror. Her earliest memory was of her mother, a brilliant but deeply depressed academic, staring blankly out a window, while Anna, at 2, showed her a drawing. No response, just a void. Anna's infant psychology, her world beyond ego, had learned. To be seen, to be safe, I must be spectacular. Ordinary presence is invisible. Invisibility is death. Her ego became a dazzling, relentless performance machine, all to fill that window-shaped void in her mother's eyes. It was never about the law. It was about an infant's desperate bid for a reflection. You feel it making sense already, don't you? This is why the mind creates this pattern. The ego is not your enemy. It was and is a brilliant survival mechanism. It's the part of you that learned to navigate the gap between your innate, boundless being and the practical, often fracturing world of human relationship. It built walls where there were no boundaries. It created a character to play in the drama of family and culture. Its job was to protect that soft, oceanic core from a world it perceived as potentially overwhelming, neglectful, or intrusive. The problem isn't the ego's existence. The problem is identification. You forgot you have an ego. You came to believe you are your ego. You became the wall, mistaking it for the entirety of your territory, and forgot the vast, silent land that exists within and beyond it. Every trigger, every emotional spiral, every moment of feeling fundamentally less than or different from is a signal, a painful, clumsy signal from that forgotten inner world, trying to remind you of its existence. It's the ocean waving through the crack in the wall, and that is our way in. That discomfort is the map. To end this pattern tonight, we don't destroy the ego. We befriend it. We thank it for its service, and then we gently step back from its throne, turning our attention inward, to the silence it was built to guard. This is the integration. This is the freedom. And it is achieved not through more thinking, but through a series of profound, somatic undoings. Let's begin with the first weapon, conscious attention. Your attention is the most powerful force in your psychological universe. Where it goes, your identity flows. For your entire life, your attention has been captured by the ego's projects, its fears, its desires, its stories of past and future. Weapon 1 is about reclaiming your attention and directing it to what is actually happening beneath the story. Step 1. Recognize the trigger. This is the moment the ego feels threatened and seizes the microphone. It's not the event itself, it's the internal shudder, the flash of heat, the clutch in the gut, the sudden mental noise of, "This shouldn't be," or "What does this mean about me?" Your trigger is your teacher. When your partner criticizes your cleanliness and your jaw instantly clenches, that's the trigger. Not the criticism, the clench. The story it spawns, "They don't respect me," is the ego's propaganda. The trigger is the bodily sensation. Pause. Notice what that just revealed. Where is the sensation located? Give it a color, a texture. Don't judge it, just find it. You've felt this before, haven't you? This is the anchor in the storm. Step 2. Reframe the story. The ego's story is always personal, permanent, and pervasive. They don't respect me. Personal. They never will. Permanent. This ruins everything. Pervasive. Reframing is not positive thinking. It's investigative thinking. It's asking, what else might be true? Maybe your partner is stressed about work and is projecting. Maybe your standard of clean is genuinely different. Maybe this is a simple negotiation, not a verdict on your worth. The reframe depersonalizes the event, drains the ancient, infantile fear from it. Ask yourself this now. If a beloved friend described this same situation to you, what would you tell them? Offer that same gentle logic to yourself. Step 3. Replace the pattern. Instead of spiraling into argument or defensive silence, you deploy a micro-action of presence. Feel your feet on the floor. Take one breath where the exhale is longer than the inhale. This isn't avoiding the issue. It's changing the biological platform from which you will respond. You are shifting from the triggered, infant-threatened nervous system to the grounded adult nervous system. From here you can say, I feel tense hearing that. Can we talk about what a clean space means to each of us? You're starting to see it now. You're not the reaction. You're the space aware of the reaction. That space is your infant psychology, your world beyond ego, quietly waiting. Now, weapon 2, somatic reconnection. The ego lives in the abstracted mind, in the stories of yesterday and tomorrow. Self exists only in the present moment, and it speaks through the body. To move beyond the ego, you must relearn the language of sensation. Let's go deeper. Think of Mark, a war veteran who believed his core problem was anger. He was a storm of rage, pushing everyone away. Talking about his trauma just re-triggered him. The breakthrough came when a therapist asked him to simply describe the physical sensation of anger before the story. It's a red, buzzing shield over my chest. He said, a shield? What's behind the shield? The therapist asked quietly. He was silent for a long time. Then, tears. A little boy who was terrified of being touched because every touch hurt. His ego had constructed the anger as a fortress to protect that utterly vulnerable, terrified infant consciousness within. He wasn't an angry man. He was a terrified boy in a man's body, using anger as a force field. His work became not managing anger, but gently, slowly, making the boy feel safe. Step 1, recognize the trigger. Again, it's the bodily cue, but now you go towards it with curiosity, not analysis. Ah, the buzzing shield. Hello. Step 2, reframe the story. The story is, I am angry. The reframe is, a part of me feels the need to protect something very vulnerable with anger. This creates internal space. It turns a monolithic I into a landscape where a process is happening. Step 3, replace the pattern. Instead of acting out the anger or repressing it, you place a gentle hand on the part of the body where the sensation is strongest. You breathe into that area. You offer it the warmth of your own attention, the attunement the infant within may have missed. You might silently say, it's okay, I'm here now, you're safe. This is direct reparenting of your own infant psychology. It is the ultimate infant psychology, a world beyond ego, psychology fix. You become the perfect mirror. For yourself, pause, notice what that just revealed. A softening, perhaps? A release of held breath you didn't know you were holding? That's the wall thinning. That's the ocean feeling its own tide. You've felt this before, in rare moments of utter safety, haven't you? Weapon 3, narrative disidentification. The ego is a story-generating machine. It weaves a continuous, seamless autobiography. I am the one who, I always, I never, because of my mother, therefore I. This story feels like truth, but it is a confabulation, a patchwork of memories filtered through perception and interpretation. To move beyond ego, you must learn to see the story as a story, not as reality. Consider Maya, who carried the story, I am fundamentally unlovable. Every relationship became evidence. A partner's need for space proved it. A disagreement confirmed it. Her ego had curated a museum of rejections, each exhibit perfectly supporting its thesis. She was trapped in a loop of her own narration. The work was to become the museum curator, not the exhibit. Step 1, recognize the trigger. The trigger is the phrase, this proves it, or here we go again. It's the feeling of sinking into a familiar, painful groove. Step 2, reframe the story. This involves a powerful shift in language. Instead of, I am unlovable, you say, a story is present in my mind that I am unlovable. See the difference? The first is an identity. The second is a temporary mental event. You objectify the narrative. You might even give it a name. Ah, the abandonment tale is back. How interesting. This creates psychological distance. Ask yourself this now. What is the title of the story you most often tell about yourself? Step 3. Replace the pattern. Write the story down. Physically externalize it. Then, write a counter-narrative with equal evidence. If the story is, I am unlovable, write down every instance of love, care, or connection you've ever experienced, no matter how small. The dog that was happy to see you, the friend who texted when you were sick, the stranger who held a door. The ego's story is a selective editor. You become the archivist of the full truth. You're starting to see it now. You are not the protagonist of that painful story. You are the awareness reading the script, and you can set it down. Weapon 4, radical allowing. This is the most subtle and profound weapon. The ego's fundamental stance is resistance. It says, this should not be, to discomfort, to loss, to change, to certain feelings within itself, like vulnerability, shame, or helplessness. It is perpetually at war with reality as it is. The infant psychology, the oceanic self, has no such resistance. A wave does not resist crashing, it simply is its motion. Radical allowing is the practice of dropping the resistance internally to your own experience, not to the external situation. You can still act to change that, but to the inner reality of what you are feeling. This is the ultimate homecoming. Let me tell you about Leo, who had a pathological fear of crying. He saw it as the ultimate failure, a collapse into infantile weakness. During a meditation retreat, a wave of grief surfaced. His whole body clenched against it, a lifetime of resistance. The facilitator whispered, let it be exactly as it is. With a shuddering breath, Leo stopped fighting. The tears came not as a storm, but as a quiet, endless rain. And in the center of that allowing, he found not weakness, but a vast, solid peace. He described it later. It was like I had spent my life building a dam against a river. And in letting go, I didn't drown. I discovered I was the river, and the river was deep and could carry me. Step 1. Recognize the trigger. The trigger here is internal contraction, the no to a feeling. Shame arising? No. Grief? No. Even joy sometimes. No, this won't last. Step 2. Reframe the story. The story is, this feeling is dangerous, unacceptable, too much. The reframe is, this is a sensation of energy moving through my body. It has a beginning, a middle, and an end. It cannot destroy me. You welcome it like weather. Step 3. Replace the pattern. You literally say inwardly, yes, this is here. You open your attention to the feeling, not to analyze it, but to fully feel its texture, its location, its intensity. You breathe into the very center of the contraction. You allow it to be without needing it to change. This is how you metabolize experience instead of storing it as trauma. This is how you end the civil war within. Pause. Notice what that just revealed. The moment you say yes to what is, the identity that was saying no dissolves. You felt this before in moments of surrender, haven't you? After a long cry, after finally admitting a truth, the relief isn't that the feeling is gone, it's that the fight is over. That peace is your native state. Now we integrate. These weapons are not sequential. They are a toolkit, an ecosystem. You will cycle through them. Some days, conscious attention is your anchor. Others, somatic reconnection is your salve. The goal is not perfection, but fluidity. To live from that integrated space is to live with what psychologists call earned secure attachment to yourself. You become your own safe harbor. It is the freedom to be fully human, no longer hijacked by the ghosts of a pre-verbal past. You feel the truth of this in your bones now, don't you? That deep, quiet hum of recognition. That is the ocean remembering itself. It was always there. The infant psychology, that world beyond ego, was never lost. It was only obscured by the brilliant, necessary, but ultimately transparent construct of your separate self. You built the ego to cross the chasm from oneness to separation. And now, with these tools, with this awareness, you can cross back. Not to infantilism, but to integration. You can carry the wisdom of the adult, the compassion, the perspective, the discernment, and return to the wholeness of the infant, the boundless being that knows no separation. You hold both. You are both. The wave and the ocean, the story and the silence. So tonight, as you move from this listening into the soft hum of your own life, take one breath with me. Feel the air move in. Feel it move out. That is the rhythm that was here before your first thought and will be here after your last. That rhythm is your anchor to the world beyond. You are not just the one who breathes. You are also the space in which the breathing happens. The infant, the adult, the silence, the story, all are held in that vast, gentle awareness. And in that knowing, you are finally, completely free. Ask yourself this now, not with your mind, but with your whole being. What is here when I am not trying to be anything at all? Listen, in that silence, you have your answer. And it is enough. It always was.